Hi, welcome to BeliefHack.com. This is a resource platform for transformational life hacks on personal growth, self-development, health, and how to really perform exceptionally in our daily lives, in both our work and in our relationships. I'd like to share with you a funny, kind of a anecdotal, humorous story. Have you ever heard the story of Grandma's roast beef? Grandma made the most amazing roast beef, and Johnny had told his girlfriend about it, and he says, I got this recipe from my mom, and she got it passed down from Grandma. Grandma got the recipe from her mom, and it's been passed down for like 4 generations, and Grandma's roast beef is the most flavorful, amazing roast beef that I have ever tasted. So when we see Grandma at the family reunion, I want to make darn sure that we get that recipe, because I'd love to make it for you. Well, Johnny's girlfriend goes to the reunion, and she runs up to Grandma because she was decided she wanted to get the recipe and she was going to make it for Johnny. So she says, Grandma, can you tell me your roast beef recipe? I want to learn it because I want to make it for Johnny. It's one of his favorite memories of you guys as a kid and when he used to spend time with you. And so Grandma says, sure, honey. So she's giving her all the breakdown, letting her know, the rub that she uses and the seasonings and what she sets the baking oven on and how long she roasts this roast beef. And then Susie says, well, Grandma, tell me about the part of why do you cut the roast beef? Grandma says, what do you mean? She says, well, Johnny said that his mom always cuts off about 2-3 inches off of each side of the roast beef before she puts it in the oven. And he had asked her about it, and she says, well, that's the way Grandma does it, and Grandma's always got the best recipe. And then she had asked her mom the same thing, because when she used to help her as a little girl, she'd be in the kitchen, and her mom would have her be the one to cut the ends off of the roast beef. Perfectly good roast beef, but just cut off about 2-3 inches off of each end. And so Susie's telling Grandma this, the great grandma at the reunion, and says, so why is it that you always cut that part of the beef off? Does that make it juicier? Does that make the flavors to soak in more? What's going on? And Grandma starts chuckling and she gets a laugh and she's like, no, honey, no. I just never had a pan big enough for the roast beef. And I think that's hilarious. And sadly, it's really not. Because how many times do we all go through life carrying beliefs that are passed down to us that might not be effective, like cutting off the ends of perfectly good meat just because 3 generations before she never had a pan big enough. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of odd, but we do this in all areas of our life. So I'm challenging you. Check in here with us at BeliefHack.com. We're going to have some really cool stuff. And take a look. Check your beliefs. Check yourself. See if you're holding on to possibly Grandma's roast beef recipe, when in reality, you could be getting 3 or 4 more inches of that roast beef on each side, serving 5 or 6 more people, helping grow other people in a different way. BeliefHack.com.